Hello, everyone. Blessings to you all. Welcome. Namaste. Welcome to my Friday Tarot Chat. All right, so today I've got something special for you. And I want to let you know that I was thoroughly touched by Ramón, whose channel I had never seen before. And I'm not sure how, you know how things just pop up on your feed. And I really enjoyed his presentation of one tarot card. And so I'm going to do my version of that today, where we're going to look at individual tarot cards and talk about some of the meanings that have really touched us through over the years. So welcome, everybody. If you're new, hello, I'm Sadhana. I'm an intuitive reader and healer, and here every single Friday, and just talking about the cards and my journey as a reader. So welcome, and I look forward to your contributions to the chat today. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about this tag. All of the questions are down below. And we will be looking at these one by one. And I'm going to share with you my response to each of these. So I invite you to think about this yourself, about which tarot card is the... That's really interesting. Sorry, I've got something really funky going on my screen over here. Okay. Oh, I'm glad you appreciated the file, Fernanda. Okay, I'm just going to open that again. I've got something really funny. I like to see the YouTube comments live on YouTube. It's just easier, especially if Donna is busily highlighting things to share. So my computer was doing something weird. Okay, thank you for your patience. Okay. Hopefully that will be okay. Patchwork Tarot, Jennifer. Hello, welcome to you as well. Hi, Kristen Louise. All right. Hannah, namaste. I will come back and be sure to greet all of you as I go through this. All right, so I am going to do two things. I'm going to share with you my most inspiring card. I'm going to talk about it, and then I'm going to mix this up a little bit. So, why is the Hierophant my most inspiring card? I have been blessed to meet many enlightened beings over the years. And when I think of this question, I think of really profound experiences where Amma is one person who comes to mind, who I met in person, the hugging saint. I met her in Kerala, in India. And there have been other very inspiring spiritual beings that I have met. And I think when I think about most inspiring, this is what I think about. The ability of a human being to be a conduit for spirit is such a gift, and to be in the presence of that sort of a being who has been able to elevate their frequency to that kind of a level, I just find sometimes overwhelming. There have been inspiring Hierophants in literature, and I think of Sri Yukteswar, who was the guru of Swami Yogananda. There are many of them, and so for this reason, I have chosen this card. Now, where I want to mix this up today is I'm going to actually draw. I'm going to draw a card, and I'm going to ask this question again. All right, so here is the question that I'm going to ask the tarot. Which is the tarot card that is the most inspiring to me? Same deck. Same deck. I promise to keep the shuffling to a minimum. Now, this is interesting. This is one of the cards that I chose for one of the other prompts. And that is the Five of Pentacles in this deck. And I suppose this has to do with the... let's see if I can zoom in for you. Partly, this has to do with my time in India, where for the first time in my life, I had a different perspective of those who were homeless and those who were begging. And I remember Partha, I've mentioned Partha many times, who became a dear friend, Brahmin priest, talking about the choice that we all make as we incarnate into our bodies, and that these people who were along lining the roads of the temples they had chosen this, and they were not unhappy. They were following their path and following their mission. And that first trip back from India, everything shifted, and I started looking at those people who were offering to wash your windshield at a stoplight, or I don't know, I just became more open and more responsive and listening to all of this. Yeah, this is going to make a lot more sense when we look at the second card. Okay, so the question for the second card is, which one is most distressing to you? Hello, Janine, welcome. And for this particular card, which is the most distressing to you, I chose the Seven of Wands. This week, I didn't want to get the name of the program right. I started watching Live to Lead on Netflix. The first episode is Ruth Bader Ginsburg. The second episode is Greta Thunberg. And the third episode, which I just finished watching, is Brian Stevenson, who is a lawyer who has had unjustly imprisoned people released from prison, 30 years on death row released, women, Black people of all ages and races and colors has stood up for them. So why is this the most distressing card for me? It's the most distressing because I can't believe we are still at a point in our society where we have so much that there is to fight for. We have made so many mistakes as a human race. And I find this, I honestly, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And it breaks my heart every time. I mean, when I listen to some of those replays of Greta Thunberg and the emotion in her voice, it breaks my heart. And when she was talking to David Attenborough, and when he said to her, "You have made more progress in a year than I feel that I did in a lifetime of work." And so whatever, yeah, And it's the environment. It is race. It is sexuality. It is so many things that we still need to stand up for and defend. Why? I find it utterly, utterly distressing. I do. And at the same time, I almost chose this card for the most inspiring, because I'd never heard of Mr. Stevenson. I'd never heard of him. And that is just extraordinary. Just extraordinary. And every time I hear that little tiny, oh my God, how such a small, physically small little being could be such a great and grand woman it's just inspiring. I'm talking about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. All right, so I'm drawing a card. Most distressing. And please feel free to respond to these in any way. Let me just, sorry. Eight of Swords. Isn't this interesting, the way that this sort of reminds me of the work of, I want to get his name right. I want to say his name again so I remember him. Bryan Stevenson. And again, the program is called Live to Lead. Let's think about this as well too, in a more global way, in a more, through all the layers of metaphor. Those that we imprison, how we imprison ourselves unnecessarily. And so this prompt is the most distressing prompt. And so may you never unnecessarily cage yourself again, in mind, through expectations, however it is that we unnecessarily imprison ourselves, and in extension, those within our communities, how we condemn people to hide away, how we condemn people to silence. Yeah. All right, so let's get into the mystery of tarot. Which card is the most enigmatic for you? Which one is the most enigmatic, the most mysterious, the most difficult to interpret? And maybe all of you are just really experienced. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, Donna. Yeah, I know. I'm looking at your comments now. Sorry, I'm a little behind. I should be paying attention to your comments. It's not a perfect world. It's not a perfect world. And honestly, we just need to open our hearts and understand that any of our, let's just open our hearts. So, which card? I'm curious. Which card is the most enigmatic for you? Mysterious. Difficult to figure out. I think High Priestess is one for a lot of people. I'm going to do this one backwards. I'm going to draw first, and then I'll put up the slide for you. You know what Ruth Bader Ginsburg said was, it wasn't so much that she was Jewish or that she was a woman, that law firms didn't hire her when she came out of law school. You know what it was? It was the fact she was a mother. They weren't prepared to deal with that. All right, so most enigmatic. This is the drawn card. Wow. Okay, how interesting. Honestly, this is a really, really good response to this, because I feel like this card is so, it's so glossed over in readings and what this actually represents. I feel like here, look at, this is actually a really clever interpretation. Look at this artwork, how they are, the way they are intertwined with one another. Looks like the caduceus. It looks like DNA. It's a very clever depiction here. I can't say enough about the confusion of this card and what it actually represents. Why do we enter into relationship? Why do we test the waters of love? I honestly don't think that we know when we enter into relationship. There's some sort of attraction, some sort of higher spirit that pulls us towards someone to test us very deeply into exploring some aspect of ourselves that could use a boost of energy. So we enter into a relationship to look in the mirror, to look deeply in the mirror, to evolve our aspects of ourself. And so there's this ever-flowing dance, of what should I say? Ever-flowing dance of the masculine and feminine. Okay. So, which card? I chose Judgment. I chose Judgment. And perhaps this is... Ooh, Jennifer, yeah. Honestly, it's not an easy card to interpret either. So the reason that I chose Judgment is, and especially if I'm reading for other people, I don't think we ever really quite know the journey of the querent, where the querent is on their path. And to me, this is a card that opens doors, pathways to a higher frequency. And we really here have an option to step up our game. And I find this can be quite a little too spiritual for some people in a reading to wrap their heads around. I love the way that it's depicted in this deck. The deck I'm using, by the way, is the Tarot de Saint Croix. There's a little being in that limelight there. The little version of the self that's in the front left of the card. Maybe she always knew what she was supposed to be, and it took all these years to get there. If you resonate with the way I read, there's lots of other ways to connect with me through courses and so forth. So just putting that out there. Okay. So the next one is number 4. And here's a full question. By the way, on some people who did this tag, they switched the questions up a little bit. So these are the exact words that Ramón used on his channel. And Ramon's video is down below in the description box, and I highly recommend that you watch his video. Which one card would you put in a time capsule for future humankind? Gorgana, is that you? Hello. And please let me know how to pronounce the G's in your name. Are they soft? Are they hard? And I don't know how you would put that into pronunciation quotes. That would be wonderful. Thank you. Okay. Now this one I thought long and hard about. And I'm actually going to my notes. Okay. I could have put the Seven of Wands here. And where I'm going with this has to do with my prayer that this will change. We will find a way to comfort and feed and protect everyone, where people won't need to feel alone, where people won't feel they don't deserve to receive. And I want to put this into a time capsule so we know how far we have come. And for the same reason, I could probably put the Seven of Wands in a time capsule. For the same reason, I pray that humankind evolves. Yeah, so I thought that was a pretty powerful question. And I want to thank Ramón for all of these. And I encourage you to put these questions into your journal and to take some time to think about it. And there's this conversation that's going on in the chat about superficial meanings versus deep meanings that we actually take time to integrate. Yeah. And again, when I think about that series, whose name I'm going to have to look up again in my notes, Live to Lead. Live to Lead. Stand for what you believe in. Don't compromise. Yeah. So the card that I chose for this, and I'm going to speak to it because so this is the flag. The reason I chose this card is that I would love to lead a nation where reciprocity was understood at every level. To me, the Six of Pentacles is a card of reciprocity. With our community, our environment, our family, with ourselves. And in this particular image, this is that sort of energy where this is a perfect depiction of the Lover's card, where we embrace the strength of our femininity with the softness of our masculinity, and we stand in both equally. And there is no shame in any aspect of ourselves. And so that would stand, you can extend that and replace that with environment and family and community. So we look after one another. And we seek to find balance in everything that we stand for. Yeah. Okay. Um, let's go to the chat. Oh, yeah, I really appreciate this discussion that's going on here about, let's go back to and talk about the Lover's card here, because I think that really fits with what I was just saying. So Warrior Girl says the original Lover's card had a male being torn in half by two women, each grabbing a hand and trying to rip him into two directions. Yeah, it's... and I have a feeling that this particular I'm not sure what I want to say here, but I'm thinking about the idea of the different aspects of woman. And maybe all I want to say here is, isn't it sad that all women aren't empowered by their Lilith as much as they are by their Eve, by all aspects of self? Yeah, lots of wonderful considerations here. Okay. The sixth question is this: if you were Earth's ambassador to an alien civilization, thanks, Warrior Girl. If you were Earth's ambassador to an alien civilization, which one card would you use to represent humankind? Now, I was thinking about this a little bit differently. And I chose a card. I chose a card that that I felt was receptive. Because if Earth's ambassador is going to visit an alien nation, I want Earth's ambassador to truly be receptive, not to go in there with some sort of superiority complex, to be open to receive, to embody the teachings and the whatever it is that civilization has to offer. And so I thought the Queen of Cups would receive that information. She would take it into her energy body, and somehow she would need when she got back to Earth, she would need help in the translation of it. But I think she would be a great receptor of anything that the alien nation had to share. I thought this was a really hard question, because it's not so much, I don't want humankind to be, again, this is my whole principle of reciprocity. And why would we go to an alien nation in the first place? Obviously, there's something to give and there's something to receive. And Donna, absolutely, I want to say absolutely not. No, she doesn't represent humankind. I don't think so at all. I don't think she represents humankind. And I would send, so let's suppose, I'm going to draw a card. So would you send Greta Thunberg? Would you send let's suppose we sent someone like her. And I did a court card exercise with different classes. And she was Saskia, you were there. We were talking about her, what court card she represents. I think for sure she's a knight. She's very passionate. She is a knight of fire. She's also a knight of water. She's some sort of combination. And she has really mastered and overcome voice and all of that. So she really embodies, she protects the environment. So she really embodies the qualities of all of the knights. She's quite something. I'm going to draw a card for this one. I think I missed one of them, but I'm going to draw one. All right. Let's see. If you were Earth's ambassador to an alien civilization, which one card would you use to represent humankind? Well, honestly, I would, if I'm answering that directly, I would say the Five of Pentacles or the Seven of Wands. That's what I would say. Okay. So, drawing a card. And the deck knew exactly where it wanted to. Wow. This is a really optimistic response. My goodness. Okay, so let's go to here. And, well, I can leave that one on as well, too. This is the Eight of Cups. Is this some higher communication that's coming through here? The world, humankind wants to let go. Humankind wants to release. Humankind. That's quite poignant. Is the dam ready to burst? Is the dam ready to burst? What do you think of this response? How does that sit with you? Humankind wants to flow with love and life. That's kind of beautiful. That's a lot beautiful. All right. So let's have a look at number 7. I put a green heart there because the green heart represents healing. It represents heart chakra. Yeah. Which one card represents someone you love? And this question was the highlight of Ramon's presentation. It was really, really beautiful. And I want to thank you, Ramón, for your vulnerability. Yeah. So, my children is the answer. My children. And my children are, in each in their own way, spiritual warriors. They have stood with the ancient cedars in a place of violence where society was imprisoning and violently taking protesters. My children have marched for many, many causes. They stand as fierce protectors of the environment in every way, which includes all of their food choices, the way that they shop. Honestly, I am so impressed with their commitment to matching their lifestyle with their beliefs. And I'm going to tell you one story. And this was Thanksgiving a few years ago. And we were shopping in the grocery store. Hello, Ramón. Welcome. Moon Scarab is Ramón. So we were in the grocery store, and I was shopping with Samantha. And I had my list for what it was that I wanted to prepare for the weekend meal. And there were some very specialty ingredients. And Samantha was getting really, really upset at what I was purchasing because there was a lot of things in little packages in plastic. And she said something to the effect of, "Mom, why can't you prepare this Thanksgiving dinner based on what is not wrapped in plastic and what is local and causes less harm to the environment?" And she was shaking. She was so upset with my choices. And she left the grocery store. And it took us more than 24 hours to sort of calm that piece down. She really shook me up that day and made me start to make better choices. And yes, sometimes things that are in bulk are more expensive than they are in plastic or paper or bottles. That's the truth. Sometimes local produce that is not wrapped in plastic is more expensive than a packaged produce in plastic. And these are choices. We have to decide, where our principles lie. And I chose this card because all of my children have so much integrity. They are warriors for this planet, for this earth. They take good care of their bodies and their self. My son, the same. It's truly incredible, and I love them all so much. And I can't think of another being that I love more than my children. And I include all of them in everything that I'm saying. Yeah. So, yeah. Shall I draw a card just for fun? I need to read the prompt. Which one card represents someone you love? That's very nice of you to say, Donna. It's a knight. Knight of Swords. They do. They all speak their truth. That was a Knight of Swords moment in the grocery store. Samantha told me what it was, how it was. They have so much integrity. It's really incredible. Okay. So let's go on to number 8. And I kind of blew the punchline here. Let's get the number 8 one up. Which one card would you choose as the cover to your autobiography? All right. I don't know. Is this unexpected? Is this something you would expect? I chose this because it's a very misunderstood card in the tarot, and this is something that I want to instill in every single person who comes for a reading, whether they come once or I see them monthly. When people, and this is not just for readings, this is in all the work that I do. I work with people, like I coach people privately, long term. I'm also, I also do healing, hands-on healing. I see people here at my home. And regardless of what people are moving through, there is a lot of energy to be burned away. There is so much transformation through challenge, through fire, through stress, through illness. And I have so many examples in my life where there's this expansion. So if you think of threes, and threes as growth and that number of expansion, Empress kind of energy, this is not something that happens without challenge. I shared my COVID story a couple of times, and when I rarely get sick. But I had COVID, and I remember lying in bed thinking I was going to die. I was so sick. My body hadn't ached like that. I can't remember the last time my body ached like that, and how much pain I was in. And I lay there in meditation, seeking guidance, seeking clarity. And I was reassured that going through this experience was for my evolution, for my spiritual growth. This wasn't about a little virus, and it's not, I'm not calling COVID a little virus. This wasn't just the fact that a virus had settled into my cellular body. This was a major transformation for me, and this was an opportunity, and perhaps, and I'm not expressing this very well, but I think the whole experience with COVID was a major transformation on so many levels for society in general. This particular card is about my journey through abandonment. So I was adopted as a baby, and the healing that comes with that. Notice how that central needle is a needle, and you can see there's stitches in the heart. This is about my journey through divorce. And these are just a few of the challenges that I have moved through in my life. And there's something very powerful in this card. Very, very powerful. The heart is the organ that is connected with Leo astrologically. And maybe that's a reason why I connect with this card. Always remember that threes are about growth. They are about expansion. They are about something being born within you. And we have lots of little growths during our life, and they're not always easy. And I think this card can be of tremendous, if you let it be of tremendous comfort during challenges, it can be. that you are indeed evolving through your experience. One of the books I never wrote was Breastfeeding Through Perimenopause. I really wanted to write that book. That was another adversity that I managed to navigate through. Yeah. Yeah. All right. We have a couple more. So that was number 8. I'm actually going to do... Uh-oh, I'm missing one. I need to upload it really, really quick. It's not there. Why was it not there? It's uploading right now. Okay, it's done. Oh, that was quick. Okay. I'm going to do number 10, and then I'm going to finish with number 9. Okay? So number 10 question is, if you could mentor one of the pages from the tarot, which... Ooh, I should really draw a card for that last one. Maybe I'll go back. I'll see if I have time. Okay. If you could mentor one of the pages from the tarot, which one would it be? All right. And this is very... I can feel my heart. Okay, so I've been teaching yoga for some time. I've always been a part of a community that was open and quite sharing. And there have been so many times where I am overwhelmed by the tremendous pain that young people are processing. And one of my prayers is that young people do their work earlier in life. They don't wait until divorce. They don't wait until they're 45 or 50 or later in life. That they come to their work early. And so I would love to mentor some pages of cups who know this pain, who know this journey of being emotionally ravaged, deep mental health issues that are felt in the body. And so that's why I chose this page. I have... So if I was to say under 30, how many clients do I have under 30 years old? I have 3. And I would love to have many, many more. Yeah. Okay. So, you know what I would like to do? I would like to go to the autobiography question, and I'm going to draw a card just for fun. And then I'll do the final one, which I'm going to do as number 9. All right. So the tarot is going to draw the cover for my autobiography. What is the cover for my autobiography? Ready? Ooh, that was a really bad cut. I'm just gonna... The cards did not want to cut. If the cards don't cut almost magnetically, I find it's just not... There we go. That's better. But it wasn't one of those very magnetic pull sort of cuts. Well, it's not far off. Not far off. Five of Swords. Five of Swords. Swords. Same suit. The Five of Swords is that really important place where we have to make decisions about what we stand for. So I'm not sure that I would illustrate it this way, but that also fits very well. Okay. All right. So I'm going to. So this is the ninth question. I've already done number 10. So this is where we're going to go next. I think this one took me the longest to figure out. I went through quite a few cards thinking about is there a major arcana that already covers this topic? If you could upgrade a minor arcana card to a major arcana status, which would it be? Okay, I'm going to draw one first, and then I'll share with you my slide. All right, which one would it be? Four of Swords. Four of Swords. When I think of Four of Swords, I think of Yoga Nidra. I think of healing work, the foundation of healing. I didn't consider this one. I didn't consider that one. Okay. So what I did choose, however, is the Ace of Pentacles. And I'll tell you why. I think that we all need reminders to plant a seed. I do a lot of work with intention and helping others to create intention, refine intention, to understand the power of that, and how, if we physically plant seeds and nourish them, they have a ripple effect. In this particular card, and with all of the aces, I'm always reminding students, querents, that the aces need a response. Just because you get an ace doesn't mean that's going to happen. You have to do something with it. Now, fortunately, depending where you live, the sunflower will reseed itself and it will grow. But most seeds need some loving care. They need good soil to be nourished in. And so I think the Ace of Pentacles offers so much metaphor and so much to work with. And so this is the card I chose for the upgraded minor. Yeah, and I see some of you yeah. What would you upgrade? I saw somebody said one of the cards I already mentioned before, right? Six of Pentacles is a very, very powerful card. Yeah. Thank you so much for this, Ramon. I've really, this exercise has really done a lot. It's really got me thinking about some things. So thank you so much for that. All right. So I'm going to draw a card, and I'm going to let the tarot choose an upgraded minor. Which card in the tarot is ready to be upgraded to minor arcana status? Kristen, did you go for your walk and then come back? I'm going to go for a walk after this. Okay. Interesting. King of Pentacles. I'll put it on the table so you can see it, better. King of Pentacles. That is really interesting because depending on how you look at the tarot, the King of Pentacles could be seen as the 78th card. And so it's almost like it's ready to, you know what I mean? It's ready to turn the corner. There's something about that feels kind of woo-woo to me. Yup, walk completed. Excellent. Wow, that's so interesting. I am really, really liking some of the messages in this deck. Kristen says, King of Pence is one of the cards I repeatedly draw from the Tarot de Saint Croix. I stopped using the deck because it kept drawing the same 4 or 5 cards. That's funny. Yeah. I am thoroughly enjoying using this deck. Yeah. So if you missed any of these, I'll just go through. So that is my most inspiring and most distressing. And again, I really feel like this could also come under the category of most inspiring. This is the most enigmatic. And I also feel in a way that the World card could be here as well too. And the reason I would love to put this card into a time capsule along with perhaps this card is that in centuries moving forward, I would love for this wound to be healed. Yeah. This is the card, this is the flag of reciprocity that I would love my nation to stand for. I would send the Queen of Cups to an alien nation to receive and absorb the lessons and the teachings, who may not also, I didn't mention language, so I feel like the Queen of Cups can receive even though she may not know the language. Yeah. This card represents all of my children as earth warriors, as spiritual warriors on this planet Earth. This is a cover of my autobiography, expanding through challenge, expanding through trauma, learning to love more deeply through life's challenges. And then I went to this one, and I would love to mentor more young people and encourage young people to do their work earlier in life and not wait until adult trauma has set in. Yeah, I think this is important, that we should be working more closely with young people who feel and who are open to doing their work. And then I would upgrade the Ace of Pentacles to a major arcana. Yeah, so thank you. Thank you. I want to wish you all a beautiful weekend. And, ooh, yes. So did you see the full moon early? I saw it early this morning. Actually, it was still yesterday. I did go to bed before midnight, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Thank you for being here, Jennifer, and thanks to all of you. So I do want to wish you full moon blessings. And I hope that you get an opportunity to bathe in her light. You're welcome, Gargana. Welcome. I didn't see you put in the pronunciation of your name. I was waiting for that and I missed it, so I'm sorry I didn't see it. Thank you, Saskia. Thank you. Good night to you. Thank you, Donna. And let's just highlight Ramón here. Ramón jumped. There you go. Thank you, Ramón. I appreciate you. Bon weekend. Bon weekend, tout le monde. Take good care of yourselves, and I will see you all very soon. Namaste.